Hello, and welcome to today's deep dive. Our focus is on a breaking story. Former U.S. President Donald Trump is pushing a brand new Israel-Gaza peace plan during talks with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The proposal is ambitious, controversial, and it arrives at a time when the conflict in Gaza has reached one of its most destructive and tragic phases. Let's begin by setting the stage. For decades, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict has been marked by cycles of war, failed negotiations, and short-lived ceasefires. Gaza, a narrow strip of land home to more than 2 million Palestinians, has suffered repeated bombardments, blockades, and humanitarian crises. In the most recent war, thousands of civilians have been killed, neighborhoods flattened, hospitals overwhelmed, and international aid agencies warn of famine and medical collapse. The urgency for a sustainable peace has never been greater. Into this volatile moment steps Donald Trump. Known for his unorthodox diplomacy, he previously unveiled the so-called deal of the century during his presidency, which was largely rejected by Palestinians. But now, with Netanyahu once again in power and Washington searching for stability in the region, Trump is proposing something new. Reports suggest that his plan contains 21 separate points aimed at stopping the war and setting Gaza on a new course. So, what are the key elements of this proposed peace plan? First, there is an immediate ceasefire. Trump and his advisors insist that the violence must stop at once. Rockets, airstrikes, and ground operations all halted simultaneously. Without a cessation of hostilities, no other steps can succeed. Second, the plan calls for the release of hostages and prisoners. Since the outbreak of the latest conflict, hostages have become a painful symbol of the stalemate. Trump's team argues that a broad exchange could ease tensions and create goodwill. Third, the Israeli military would gradually withdraw from Gaza. This is one of the most controversial aspects because many in Israel see full withdrawal as a security risk. Yet the proposal insists on phased pullbacks monitored by international forces. Fourth, Gaza would not return immediately to Hamas rule. Instead, the plan envisions a transitional authority, a technocratic, internationally backed administration, sometimes referred to as the Gaza International Transitional Authority, or GITA. The name of former British Prime Minister Tony Blair has been floated as a possible head of this structure. The idea is to have a credible figure, trusted in Washington and Europe, who could oversee reconstruction, security, and governance until Palestinians can vote for new leadership. Fifth, the plan includes massive economic aid. Billions of dollars in reconstruction funds would be mobilized from Gulf Arab states, the European Union, and international institutions. Roads, power plants, schools, hospitals, and housing would be rebuilt. Trump emphasizes jobs and hope as essential to ending radicalization. Sixth, the plan requires international monitoring. A coalition of countries, possibly including Egypt, Jordan, the United States, and European states, would oversee compliance, preventing violations and providing security guarantees. Now, what does this mean for the different parties? For Israel, the plan offers a chance to end the cycle of war, improve international standing, and potentially open doors to wider Arab normalization agreements. But it also asks Israel to give up control, a difficult step for Netanyahu's right-wing coalition. For Palestinians in Gaza, the plan could mean relief from endless bombardments, access to food and medicine, and the possibility of self-governments in the future. But many are skeptical. They fear foreign control, loss of sovereignty, and broken promises. Hamas, in particular, is likely to resist any structure that sidelines its authority. For the United States, the proposal is a gamble. Trump seeks to show leadership, to reclaim his image as a dealmaker, and perhaps to shift global attention. Success would be historic. Failure could be another blow to Washington's credibility. Let's not forget the broader region. Arab states like Egypt, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar all have a stake in what happens next. Some quietly welcome the idea of a transitional authority as long as it reduces chaos on their borders. Others worry that foreign occupation, even if temporary, could spark backlash on the Arab street. Now, we must ask, what are the challenges? First, deep mistrust. After years of war and broken agreements, neither side believes the other will honor commitments. Ceasefires have collapsed within days before, and this could happen again. Second, political realities. Netanyahu faces pressure from hardliners who oppose concessions. Palestinians remain divided between Hamas in Gaza and the Palestinian Authority in the West Bank. Without unity, long-term governance will be shaky. Third, security concerns. How to prevent new rocket attacks? Who guarantees that militant groups will disarm? What if international monitors are targeted? Fourth, timing. Reconstruction and elections cannot happen overnight. The plan could stall, leaving Gaza in limbo. And finally, the shadow of past failures. From the Oslo Accords to Camp David to Trump's own earlier proposals, peace plans often generate headlines but collapse under the weight of reality. Yet, despite all obstacles, there is also a window of opportunity. The war's devastation has created unprecedented pressure for change. Regional powers are more willing than before to cooperate, and ordinary people, Israeli and Palestinian alike, are exhausted by endless bloodshed. So, what should viewers take away from this story? Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu are attempting to craft a dramatic new framework for peace in Gaza. The plan includes ceasefire, prisoner exchange, Israeli withdrawal, an international transitional authority, and large-scale reconstruction aid. It is bold, risky, and uncertain, but if it succeeds, it could transform the Middle East. If it fails, it will join the long list of abandoned peace initiatives. As always, the future depends not only on leaders, but on the people themselves, their ability to demand accountability, reject violence, and insist on a better future. Thank you for following this in-depth analysis. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Trump's peace plan has any real chance? Or is it destined to fail like so many before it? Stay tuned for more updates as the story develops.